Welcome back to another ADMP episode. We are here and we're ready to do something I think we've been waiting on for a very, very long time.
Too long.
Yeah, we're gonna make this thing look cool, finally. In this episode, we will be taking the engine from looking something like this to this wonderful masterpiece you see here before you. We are here today. We've got the table of parts over there, and we're gonna try and finish up what we started last time. In the last episode, you'll see that we got everything timed. Sam did a phenomenal job on that one. Nice work, Sam.
Thanks.
So now today we're gonna get all the covers on and everything like that. What we wanna do is get the intake exhaust manifolds on, and we want to look at our sensors, some of the lines that we have. We're going to take a look at that Supra V-World coil kit. So we're going to do that. We're going to check out our injectors. We've got FIC injectors, so we're going to do that. And what else? Sensor locations, oil sandwich plan.
Yeah, I was going to say some of the oiling. Yeah, a lot of just kind of mocking up. This isn't even necessarily going to be the last time that any of this stuff is on. Yeah, I want to make sure that everything fits properly and is in, that we have clearance and all this stuff, and that there's not going to be any surprises when the engine's in and we do our full final assembly.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're not going to put everything on when we put it in.
No.
Because that's just going to be a pain in the butt. So, but we got to mock up as much as we can so that there's no surprises and that we know we're good to go and we're ready.
The other thing we're going to do is check out the harness and see. I got a wiring harness from Wiring Specialties. So, I told them all the sensors I wanted and everything like that, but I want to check into what actually plugs in and matches up with what I have. So we're gonna just get to work today. We're gonna get as far as we can and try and make this thing look really cool. We have to also modify the intake manifold adapter from Dodo Racing. We have to drill out those holes. That was one of the things. Right. That was one of the updates that I was thinking of. Because if you watched our previous mock-up video, we're gonna figure out final fitment here for all of this stuff. And I'm pretty optimistic this time around because we know the issues that we had before and sorted through all of those. So now we finally are in a position where we can bolt this stuff to here, and we're going to try to do that today. So, strap in and get ready because this thing's going to look so cool. So we're just going to get to it. All right, so here are the two examples. This is the first one we received in that mock-up video, and this one is from, they're both from Supra V-World. This one did not fit. This is for a non-VVTi. We had contact up here. He said that we could just shave off, whatever section of this here, but then he also told me that he would send me another bracket and that he had redesigned it so that it was easier and between all the different engine setups. So this is the new bracket that he made. But anyway, this didn't fit with our GT valve covers on a GE VVTi head. So it would have required modification. Contacted him, he sent me this. And this is looking like a really nice piece. So we're gonna try and just throw it on here, see how that goes. If you'll look over here, there's like an angled section here, actually on both valve covers. And that was where that old bracket was contacting right there. This bracket here has an angle to account for that. It bolts into these standoffs that are cast in the head for the factory stuff. This thing is tricky to get in there, to be honest. I had a lot of trouble before, but there it is. Okay, so that's dropped in. These sit right up there, which is cool. And then we can just start screwing these down. You kind of got to go back and forth because this thing, it tips.
Yeah, you kind of got to slowly suck it down all around.
Exactly. So if you'll look, this thing fits great. I mean, compared to that last one, we had obviously some fitment issues.
Yeah, it's noticeably slimmer.
It is like really trimmed down. Yeah. There's like less material, which, I don't think this thing needs a lot of material. It's not really doing a ton. It's not holding a lot of weight.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I like this one.
And some of the benefits of this one that I really liked are that it allows for the factory coil cover to go over it, which I want to run.
Yeah.
So that's...
So you can cover it completely. You don't see anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
It looks factory.
Yeah, like how do I get that?
How the hell are you going to get to that head?
Is there a way when it's all the way down? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I didn't see anything.
Yep. And that is all the way down. So that is as like low as it goes. You want to just do me a favor?
Yeah.
Just put a little bit of pressure on this, like with like a screwdriver or something.
On what? On the
bolt.
Bolt.
Because I mean, I'm like really close to this, honestly.
Oh, it's pretty tight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is, I got it. Give me a little lovin'. I did get it.
Thanks.
Well, I guess serviceability wise, that makes it a little tricky, but I mean, you know, you have to, that's the other thing too, is this allows for those breathers to be run. Here's some part numbers if you guys want these cool little hoses that go in between. Oh,
Pretty squishy.
that bends a lot more than I thought it would. Should have lubed it up. Sam, can you give me the Haktua?
Yeah, I guess it's on there.
Yeah, it'll go. We've got all the coils bolted in here. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're pretty confident that these breathers will fit. I mean, it's going to be a tight fit, obviously, but it'll work. So the next thing we're going to do is get the wiring harness. We're going to take a look, because I have a flying lead harness that I got from Supra V World, which I won't be using. So we want to take a look at our actual engine harness, see that.
Oh, so your engine harness has all these connectors?
Yeah, it's all made for this.
Oh, cool.
Because that's part of the, I guess, one of the good things about a custom engine harness, other than everything else about it. You know? The price. So
Okay.
we're going to check that now, and we're going to see if the $1,800 harness that you option out to have that is correct. More to come. I've literally never even taken it out of the box. Should be pretty easy to find the harness for the injectors. Wow, this is just intimidating. My God, Adam having a meltdown just thinking about all these points. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, is this like modular? Oh, look at this.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Hold on.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. Sweet. Oh, and nice. All labeled. 1, 2,
Look at that. Oh, very nice.
3, 4, 5, and 6.
Cool.
So that's cool. I like that.
Well, can you plug them in when they're mounted?
I don't think so.
No?
I mean,
That would be ideal.
we need spaghetti fingers in here. I mean, here. I got one. That was 2. This is 3. I mean, look at me go.
Look at that.
I'm getting them in. Maybe I could have. Maybe I was just being a baby back bitch. All right, so Sam's kind of fiddling around with it. And if you have the main harness routed the correct way, it seems like you can get to these things, plug and unplug.
Crazy. It's so tight. I mean, it got it in.
Yeah.
But like just looking at, like, there's no room for the hose. I mean, it's almost touching that barb.
Hmm. And I mean, we didn't tighten those coils down.
Yeah,
either.
and that's true. Yeah, I mean, look,
so those are hand.
look at that gap again. If I actually push on it, though,
Oh yeah.
then we do get enough room. But yeah, I mean, it's so damn close.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
It's,
I guess that's just the
nature of the beast.
Yeah, that's the way it's got to go with this thing.
It's almost like this thing wasn't designed to have R35 coils in it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And I understand that. So yeah, I mean, this does fit, and you can plug them all in with them all mounted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so Sam got those holes drilled. There's just a small amount of material to remove there, so.
Look at those chips.
But pretty easy modification, and going forward, you won't have to do that. Okay, Sam has the new front timing covers here. So here's part number if you want that or that. And Sam's gonna get them on there. Here is what we're looking like right now. We've got the fuel system all mocked up here. And we went back and forth about spacers and everything like that. Sam was thinking we could use like the taller ones. So Sam was thinking we're still not 100%. I have these little spacers in here. They're going to be really hard to see, but they're from Dodo Racing. They're included in the kit. You can see that white spacer right there. Okay, so I have those in there. I mean, this thing is solid down. We have clearance here for all of our things. We've got our fuel pulse damper.
Sure.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So there's that. That needs vacuum, this can be rotated. So that will come out down here. We'll connect that to vacuum. We have our 90 for the feed here. It was my initial plan. So that 90 is there. That's got plenty of room in there. And then in the back, we're going to do that fuel pressure regulator in the return.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's, in terms of like planning for the fuel system, that's good.
Yeah.
So the length of the injector is adjustable. We covered this in our last video, but this is the top to that injector, which you can take off. You can take this bottom blue spacer off as well. But yeah, we had to take those off to get it down flush with here. We did have another spacer, like the stock one, but that was too high up. So there are ways that you can play with this to give yourself more or less room. This, honestly, in this setup, this is, unless we remove this bottom spacer, this is the lowest setting it really could have.
Well, it's definitely as tight as we can go on this manifold if we're using these ports.
So what I did was I buzzed off these little nubs here. There's an intake support that can go there, but if we support it from underneath, which is what we're going to do here, it's not needed. So I decided to get this in here instead of mounting it on the front, which has a lot going on with VVTi and all that. That we would just buzz that off. So, I did that, and you guys can tell me what you think about that.
Yeah, you can say that we screwed up.
Yeah.
By doing that if you want, but it made sense for us because, yeah, it doesn't, for us, it's not going to be necessary to have any sort of a bracket there, for a support bracket there for the manifold.
Yeah, I mean, it's supported from the bottom. I also saw people just don't run them because with aftermarket fuel rails, they create lots of clearance issues. I mean, it seemed like something that was easy to eliminate. And we're waiting for the full reveal here with the coil cover as well, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So now we're going to mess with the harness, see if the injector plugs are correct, which they should be.
Mm-hmm.
And then where from there, Sam?
Well, injectors, cam and crank sensor plugs, try and kind of
map out sensors now.
Yeah, figure out based on the way the harness is built and kind of where we want to put some of the sensors. Make sure that we have stuff at least close, somewhat in the right place, just to make sure it's not
contacting anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we got tons of room in there. Yeah, that looks nice.
And I wonder how much closer that would have been spaced out more.
Yeah.
That might have been real close right here.
Yeah.
So this is probably the best way to go, I guess. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything that was going to be in the way of the upper intake. But
no, this looks sweet.
In fact, maybe we should even put this on temporarily for sensor stuff.
look at this sweet thing. This is how things are looking. We're overall, how you feeling about fitment of things?
Overall, really good.
Yeah, we've got everything basically fit up here to where it would work, you know?
Yeah.
So that is a huge milestone here. We took a look at sensor locations. The only real problem we've been kind of talking through here is this VVTi feed. You can see it kind of right here is the top of the banjo bolt where it goes through. And then it runs to this adapter that I got from Drift Motion, and it's got this weird kink in it for what reason I do not know. So I'm going to probably send him a message over there and see if there's a reason for this. If there's not a reason why it can't just be straight. It seems weird. It's kind of has like tension in there too, because that hose is...
It's just a little bit too long.
Yeah, it's just too long. But other than that, it's good. Sam had to trim down this. We had an interference issue with the lower runners and the upper coolant neck. So
you can kind of see.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, right?
Yeah, it's real close in there.
It's touching.
So Sam clearance that a little bit, and that's better. We have all the bolts in for those lower runners. Tested everything here, and yeah, we got IAT right here.
So yeah, that's nice.
Is that good? Does it need to be flipped maybe? That is a crazy looking connector.
Yeah.
The Germans.
Yeah, Z Germans.
Z Germans. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Speaking of, yeah,
okay.
That's Germans for you.
Okay, okay.
But yeah,
not too shabby. We need to figure out where the sensors, you know, exactly which one's going to go where. But I'm feeling pretty good about the sensors, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Sam must have, when I wasn't paying attention, he popped this bad boy on. This needs to have the fuel pressure sensor on it, which should tee off of here. So yeah, this is looking awesome. Preliminary harness look at. Pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
Everything's nicely labeled.
Everything makes sense. Yeah, the labels are great.
Yeah. So this is all laying out really nicely. We still have all this end to deal with as well. Really happy with what we did today here.
Mm-hmm.
So we are super pumped about that whole scenario. We were just talking about it off camera, and we were discussing just how enjoyable it is putting, you know, this thing together at this stage of it.
Yeah.
You're just like one thing after another. The time just whips by. We started at like 10 in the morning maybe, and it's like 1 now.
It's 1:30.
1:30. Yeah. Okay. So we've just been like looking one thing after another, and we're like, oh, wait, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, and everything like compounds too. That's what's cool, is that you get one thing done, and then that lets you. It's like the opposite of how we normally work.
Yeah, it's been awesome doing this stage of it. This is so enjoyable. So we're gonna, you know, keep plugging away at it. We're super happy. Thanks for following along. I know you guys have been patient, and just keep being patient because you're gonna keep seeing cool things. Me and Sam need to get together, so that's kind of one of the things we got to do, which makes it tough. But we're committed. It's awesome. This part's so fun. I can't wait to drop this thing in the car. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.